Yeah. I think they're all joining in. Anyway, hello everyone. Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Lenny and this is the Banish bin, which has been how long when I last did one? Well over a year now since I last did one. So yeah, it's cool to bring it back. Anyway, and I have got my lovely special guest over here, which is George. If you are not subscribed to George, he is fantastic and you must go. He's funny, he's lovely, he's everything. So, and apparently he's Gen Z as well. I don't know, I just, apparently it said in the chat, I just, read it.
I'm youth, apparently.
You're a young'un.
According to my troll, I'm a young'un.
That's what like my dad used to say. Oh, you're a young'un. I feel now I'm like at that age now that I can actually use it and it doesn't sound wrong, which is bad. But yeah, I have put a link to George's channel in the description box below. So if you're not subscribed, please go over and subscribe to him because, as I said, he's lovely. He goes all over the place and gets himself around, don't you?
Hey now. Yes.
Oh, sorry, that's a different room.
No, I am. I've literally just said that I'm going to Blackpool soon to see a show,
yeah.
And I'll be doing probably a bit of thrifting as well. But I get around everywhere.
Yeah, so. But you like to go around and about, don't you? And you like to travel.
I like to travel.
You do.
Yes.
It's weird because I haven't done this for that long that I'm like, what do I say now?
But practice.
Yeah, totally. But if anyone hasn't watched this before, this is the Banish bin. If you've seen Room 101, you'll have a little inkling of kind of what it's like. So I have given George 8 different categories, of which he chooses 3 things per category. And if things that he wants banished for whatever reason, he'll give his reasons. Then if there's anything of the 3 things in that category that I want to save, then I will. And then I'll leave the other 2 things for the chat to decide which item is actually banished, which thing is actually banished. So, yeah, that is how it goes. Thank you, Susan. She's just put your channel in. That's cool.
Oh, thanks, Susan.
So, yeah, I will... You got what, sorry?
Controversial ones that might split the vote.
Well, like a bit of controversy. Why not? Why not? We've had controversy before. It's been there. It's happened. So, right. I'm just going to say hello to everybody, and then we'll crack on. So, hi Lex. Hi Susan. Hi Sharon. Hi Sean. Hi Pete. Hi Rebecca. Where am I? Hi Nick. Hi Andrea. Move down nearly. Hi Rory. Hi Lindsay and Alvin. Hi Sean. Not sure if I said that already. Hi Ali. Hi Chris. Hi Jojo. Oh, went too fast. Hi Lisa. Hi Jewel. Hi Kath. Went too fast again. Hi Pat. Hi Mandy. Hi Stephen. Hi Richard. Stephen says, good luck, George.
I got that.
I think I've got everybody. So hi and welcome to anyone who didn't say hi. Okay.
Just made a sale as well, so this is a lucky stream.
Good. I hope you get many more while we're going on. That'll be cool.
What is the matter with them? I know.
That was Lex, by the way. So just terrible. It was terrible to try to ban Gravy. Hi, Joy. I'll get that right in a minute. Right. Okay.
I do have it here, Lex. I won't blow it down.
Hi, Sylvia. So, the first category is fashion. So, if you want to give your first thing you want to banish.
I'm going to go quite strong here straight away. Skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans, right. And
as you can see, they'll fit me perfectly.
Do you want to explain why?
Well, the first they've been around forever, really. But remember when, in the mid-noughties, all of a sudden, as soon as Arctic Monkeys came on the scene, everyone was wearing skinny jeans. Everybody. I mean, it's just, and you do buy a pair, and then you try them on, and then you realise you look like an idiot. You're just you're like two bowling pins turned upside down, and they just look ridiculous. I was like, no, I'm not having that. So I've never worn them since, and I don't like them on people. And I've had so many friends after a night out who basically or not after a night out, but out and about, and they've ripped them because they're so tight.
Yeah,
and it's like they bend over, or the leg goes a little bit that way, and then they've got the crotch, and it goes, and you can hear it. It's see, I've had so many friends with ripped jeans. Anyway, I think they're unpractical, they're ugly, and just no.
Right.
I don't like them. And they're tight on the nads as well, which isn't very good.
Yeah. Okay, and your second choice?
This is mainly just I've got it on here on my screen. This is it's mainly acrylic, the fabrics, acrylic and polyester and microfiber. You know, the fake plasticky kind of fiber. That's just as a whole. It's not really specific. Although I do have a specific example, and it's you know, B&M and Home Bargains. They're pillows they make, those microfiber kind of. They're very soft. You're like, ooh, and you think, I'll buy them. And then when you buy them, and then over time they start sticking to you, and you can pull them out.
It's
everywhere. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, they're just, I don't like them, and they go through me. And plus, it's really annoying as a reseller when you're going through the racks and you pick up something. Oh, that must be cashmere, and usually I can start telling now, but every now and then I still have to look, and it's always acrylic, and you're like, oh. So yeah, there's that as well. But yeah, I don't particularly just like it but it's bad for the environment as well. Just saying.
Yeah.
Political.
Right. So in your third one?
Third one is, and I suppose they don't really do it now, but it still is kind of a thing. It's dogs as accessories. You know, when they carry them around in handbags and stuff.
Yeah.
Pets as accessories, or designer dogs. And enough is enough now. The poor creatures, you know. And yeah, I don't like them being used. Dogs are forever, not just for a selfie at Christmas. That's what I think. So yeah, I don't like dogs or pets being used as accessories. So it is kind of fashion, but it's not. But it kind of is.
Right. Okay. So I shall go through them. The skinny jeans thing, I totally agree. I kind of feel like men look like a peg. You know, the dolly pegs that there used to be years ago. That's what men look like in skinny jeans, and it just doesn't. And especially because a lot of men, if they do put weight on, they put weight on the top half, and so it just doesn't look good. If you know what I mean. Plus, I mean, I could never go away with them. I've never had skinny legs ever in my life, so but yeah, I totally agree with you on the skinny jeans thing. It just doesn't work. And then I've kind of put fake material as your second choice, right? Of polyester and all that. Yeah, I hate stuff that sticks to you. So you take it off and then you spark electric. You know what I mean? You could light a fire when you take it off, or your hair ends up phew, because you've just took this polyester top off or whatever.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
But yeah, but worse still is it when it's meant to be something and it isn't, and then that makes it worse because it sort of feels what it was meant to be. So yeah, I have no problem with that either. And I totally agree on the dog accessory bag thing. I just put my dog in a bag and carry it around like it's not meant to be carried. It's meant to walk. It's what it's got legs for. You know what I mean? But also, go on.
Oh no, I was just going to say, like, there's a rule in New York that you're not allowed to take dogs on the subway unless it fits in a bag. And there's people coming up with creative ways, like someone had like a border collie, but in an IKEA bag, and they cut holes out for its feet, and they were just holding it and carrying it. And there's people with like dogs in backpacks, and the dogs are looking at it. So I get it if it's on the subway, like stuff like that, yeah. But it's not that's necessity to get from A to B. It's not like a designer kind of like dog, like poor pugs with the noses. And as soon as they start getting older and less cute and more like they get abandoned, and it's just I mean, COVID was a big example of that. But yeah, I just designer dogs in general, I just think are ridiculous and cruel.
Yeah, and then because the crossbreed them with things that they shouldn't crossbreed them with, which gives them more problems and issues. You know what I mean? Like,
it's so sad.
I don't know, really is. But
Sharon said, "What about polyester skinny jeans?" Yeah, polyester skinny jeans with dogs on them. No, I'm joking.
With a dog print.
Yeah.
So it can't walk, and I have to carry it. Hi, Dilly and Cherry. Yeah, I totally agree. It's one thing like having a dog with a coat on because it's cold, but it's an extreme when you're putting it in a bag or another thing that I hate is when the diet's fur and things like that.
Oh yeah. Do you remember that? What was that show? Was it like 2 years ago when it was like the Poodle Parlor or whatever? Do you remember they had that competition and they had like poodles with like big hair and it was spray painted? Like,
more hot than that.
Oh, those poor dogs! They just want to run around in the mud and have fun.
I know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Skinny jeans for dogs.
Out of the things you've said, I'm not going to save anything. So we shall let the chat decide on all three.
That's a good like category because there's so much you could.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So when I did it, one of the things I banned was back in the 90s. I had them tops where they were like polar necks, but they were belly tops with long sleeves, so they stopped like just after your boobs. And I'm like, but the long sleeves, polar necks, trying to keep you warm. Like, what is the point? Yeah, just totally made no sense. But anyway, right. So, people in the chat, do you want to banish skinny jeans? If you do, write skinny. Do you want to banish like the weird materials, so polyester, acrylic, sort of that kind of thing? Then write, I'm going to say put fake because it's easier, shorter. And if you want to ban weird dog accessories or things like that, or where people buy them just for the look, as it were, than the actual dog itself. So yeah, you can do polls in the chat, can you? I have no clue how. So yeah, if you want to do the dog thing, then just put dog. So it's either skinny, fake, or dog. Take your pick.
Skinny fake dogs.
Skinny fake dogs, yeah. Bitches. Skinny fake bitches. Yes, it's before, isn't it?
There's a lot of them.
Hi, Queenie. I've seen someone else there.
Oh, that's a favourite. I think dog.
Yeah, I like it when it's a good like that because then it means I don't have to count. So good, isn't it?
Yeah, about 20 people just dogs.
Yeah.
Apart from Sharon, who put fake.
Yeah, there's a couple of fakes I've seen, but mostly everyone's gone with dogs, so I don't blame you.
See, I would have thought like skinny.
Yeah.
In my dreams.
I think it's because dogs don't have a choice in it. Like they're sort of forced into it, really. Where people who wear skinny jeans have got a choice. Which probably in a way makes them worse, isn't it?
Yeah, they still do choose them. It's
And
like,
they still choose them. Then again, I think if you're slim, which I'm not,
if you get away
yeah,
with it,
I
that's
I
fine.
don't think men should wear them ever, which is like just me, because it just doesn't think it looks right. But I think, slim women get away with it, I suppose. But yeah. Anyway, Lex says, "Hey, I'm a skinny fake bitch in my dreams."
Yeah.
You a skinny fake.
Cherry said, "There's a place for skinny jeans. It's not on middle-aged men, but there's a place." Yeah, in the bin.
Exactly. Yeah, you can wear skinny jeans, so Jilly. Yeah, fine. All right, so yes. So
Yeah,
it's
as long as you like them and they look okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Hi, John. Okay, next one is the next category is bands or singers.
So this one, I don't know who to choose first because they're all quite kind of popular. Okay, I'm going.
You don't like them. You don't like them.
I'll build it up. Let's start with Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
I'm sorry.
Okay. And the reason?
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm just. It's time to give it up. I can't be doing with it. It's just like constant. He's everywhere. You know when it went. But it's when you literally pressed on. It was ages ago, and the whole meme thing. I was like, yeah, it's funny. The first 100 times, okay, yeah, it's funny. But now it's like 20 years later, and it's like, kill me now. And if I have to see him sing that song, I'm sure he's lovely, but I just no. I just don't want to see him. It just does me head in. Like, I don't know why. It's one of those people where you don't know why you don't like them, but
yeah,
you don't like him.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It's
just
like
something about him.
It's like one of the presenters of it. Wish you were here. I don't like her either. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, it's like, switch off. So yeah, that's just. I think it's just been overplayed, and it's someone who's like cashed in on like say one song or two songs, and then that's it. Yes, that's my reason for Rick Astley. The next one, this might get a few, but Gary Barlow. He's another one. He is another one. He is smarmy. He's arrogant. He's a tax dodger, and he's a knighthood chasing twat. Sorry, I don't like him. I'm sure he's done a lot for charity, but fine. So did I'm not going to say that name, the Savile name, but so did he. Yeah. But yeah, I just don't like him, and I just think he's everything is like self, kind of like grandizing, and I just think no. If you were really charitable, you would have done it anonymously. Like he likes to play it up. But
yeah. But I hate that kind of like, look what I'm doing.
And he is very kind of like that.
It's like when you see them people who like help homeless people, but they're recording it, and I'm like,
yeah, it's
cringy.
It's ridiculous. The third one, and this isn't them specifically, but it Spice Girls. Okay, they had their run. That's fine. Yeah, this is controversial. Like Spice Girls, they've had their run, but stopped coming back. The one thing about Take That, when they came back, they had loads of new material, and it was pretty good. Like they had loads of new songs, and they had a whole album. They started off as long as with the good stuff as with the old stuff. But Spice Girls, they've released like one song in 20 years, and it's like, but they came back in like, I think it's been like 4 or 5 times they've been reunioned or whatever. And it's like it's just no. So you retire, just retire. That's my thing. My 2 pence. So yeah, I think Spice Girls constant reunion tour, and it's like it's a bit like Cher's going away tour. She's been retiring since the 80s, and it's like, come on.
Yeah, no one knows how old she is anymore, do they? Just
I don't think scientists know.
No. But then, if you've ever seen that thing in Only Fools and Horses where he goes, it's a brand new broom, and he says that bit, the head's been replaced 20 times and the pole's been replaced 10 times or whatever, and that's what I think of Cher, in the sense of like it's still Cher, but like a nose has been replaced, a head, a cheeks, the whole of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. How old is different parts? You know what I mean?
See, this is the thing. I like Spice Girl. I like the Spice Girls. I do like their song, but there's like it's over now, and you won't ever get back to that period where they were a phenomenon and in the zeitgeist. You won't get that again. But so do something different.
So you're all right with the previous Spice Girls? So it's only like
post
since the broke up.
Yeah, since breakup Spice Girls. Yeah, modern Spice Girls. Yeah, it's a bit. It had its time and now it's over. Let it go.
Yeah,
kind of
thing. Apparently, if there's no Spice Girls, there would be no Leonie interviewing the Spice Girls.
God. Yeah. Sorry. I got quite a few of them. I like what? Oh, Nick says Spice Girls. We can't be friends now. Sorry, Posh.
Hi, Octawave. Okay, let's have a look. Oh man, how am I going to do this? Okay, I do like Rick Astley. I really do like Rick Astley. And the thing is, George, he's never going to give you up and he's never going to let you down. So why would you want rid of him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got Stalker. It's all right. I'm fine. I've got one of them. Every time I switch on like a YouTube how-to video, I don't want to get like memed by Rick Astley. It's like,
and the memes aren't his fault. That's someone else doing memes, isn't it? It's like, you know what I mean? It's not his fault, kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think it was a bit fair. I just don't know why I don't like him. I think it's because it's that meme again, and I've kind of like swipe off, and it's like I think that's all. I think if that didn't happen, he wouldn't he wouldn't have had his second wind, like because he's touring this year. He's doing quite a lot of festivals.
Yeah,
that I've noticed, and I was like, oh, Rick Astley's on. My mum likes him as well. I don't know. Yeah, that's just me.
Gary Barlow, I kind of agree with you because I find him a bit cheese. He's like the Tom Cruise of the singing world, if you know what I mean. Like, I really don't like Tom Cruise in that he's as himself, and I don't like Gary Barlow so much as himself. But I do like some of Take That stuff, and as you said, like some of their songs, you can't help but like. But yeah. John, I can't vote. This is outrageous.
I told you this is controversial. Like I told you, I warned you all. Can we substitute Smarmy Robbie for Gary, please?
No, you know, I like Robbie.
Smarmy is just a dickhead.
Like I like Robbie.
I think he's just an idiot.
Yeah, he's definitely is, but I do like him.
That's why I like
him. Yeah, that's it. He knows he's an idiot. Well, like Gary thinks he's God's gift or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him, and he basically said, "Someone said, don't you think you passed it?" He says, "I've got 6 Ivor Novello awards. I don't think I'm past it." I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
Grow up.
Yeah. And the Spice Girls. Right. I do. Obviously, you see, because I've interviewed them, you know, like we're friends, and like, how could I like sort of been my friends essentially? You know what I mean? But also, they were iconic, weren't they? And if we were just talking about like from them breaking up, sort of the last 10 years, maybe I would say, if you're talking the Spice Girls of the last 10 years, then yeah, I'm not asked, but I can't. Yeah. But I can't. Yeah, I'm torn because I don't know whether to save Rick.
It's hard, isn't it? I told you this was a controversial one.
Yeah. So either I save Rick or I save the Spice Girls. And I think because I've interviewed them, I've got to save the Spice Girls. I know.
So are we leaving Barlow and Rick Astley to the chat?
Yeah. So the chat, it's up to you what you want to do. If you want to banish Rick Astley, type Rick, and if you want to banish Gary Barlow, type Gary. And we shall see.
So, Bad Wolf, bless her. She's trying her best. Oh, Kathy's on the Save Gary train. Oh, Save Gary. She's going to print a thing saying Gary lives.
It's Gary. I'm thinking it's Gary.
I abstain
I
too.
abstain
Can't
too,
ban
can't
any.
ban any.
I told you.
It's
This was a
still
difficult
going
one.
to be banished. They're still not going to be here. You know, Robbie. Hi,
Do you
Chica.
know what? Howard, no.
Hi, Lauren. Yeah, it's definitely Gary that's gone.
I'm sorry, guys. He might get a reprieve.
Might save him from the banish bin.
I
Maybe
bet
we
Gary
could do
wears
that
skinny
one week.
jeans.
Everything that's been banned, we can bring them all out and do some sort of like, what do we save?
Yeah, that's a good one. Do it at the end of the year.
Yeah, could do it. Could do that, couldn't we? Lex, I bet Gary still wears skinny jeans. Just seeing.
Okay.
Okay, so your third category is food.
Oh, food. Well, as you can see, I'm a bit of a master at food.
Oh, me too.
But I'm going to go first off with microwave meals.
Right.
And sorry, something on my iPad. There's a reason for it. It's because like it's not like I don't know. It's not there's certain microwave meals that I like. Okay, but like microwave meals like hot pot or shepherd's pie or cottage pie or stuff like that. Like with lasagna, I can kind of like understand it's there, it's ready, you just throw it in. But I'm sorry, but you can do hot pot for like in 5-10 minutes and it's done.
Yeah.
Same with like cottage pie, it's dead easy, shepherd's pie, and it's got that much chemicals in it and that much rubbish. And now it's not even as cheap as it used to be. People used to buy it because it was cheap. It was like less than £1, and you buy it and just throw it in the oven. Like now, it's like it costs as much as the ingredient. It's cheaper to get the ingredients and do a massive batch. Plus, with hot pot, you can throw it in the freezer and then do like a crust, and it's like an entirely different meal. So yeah, I just think microwave meals is a waste of time, a waste of plastic, waste of money, and it's unhealthy for you. Sorry, and I do like them. Like I say, the pasta ones are all right. Like you can get away with that, even though it's cheaper to do it yourself. But yeah, just microwave meals in general.
Right, and then
and you don't. Plus, you don't know what they put in it. Do you remember the horse meat scandal?
Oh God, yeah.
I would have. I think the whole premise why people were so angry about that is like it didn't say. It said beef. It didn't say horse. If it said horse, everyone would have been like, oh, "Let me try."
But who would have bet them then? Like, would you have selected?
Yeah, as long as they were.
Which is weird because you don't think about that with beef, do you?
Yeah, exactly. The second one, okay, fruit in chocolate, specifically raisins and sultanas. It's like there's no point. I don't get it.
Right.
Strawberry chocolate, I get. Orange chocolate, just about. But yeah, fruit and nut, I'm just no.
So you're talking like dried fruit then, essentially, innit?
Yeah, like fruit or like even actually fruit, not just in chocolate, but in like you know, like cakes. Like, why would on a cheesecake would you have like a load of strawberries? I just don't get it. It's cheesecake. I just I like it. I don't know. It might be a bit OCD.
Cheesecake.
Yeah. I suppose you do get like spotted dick. Like that's a cake and it's got fruit in it and stuff. But and like bread and butter. But yeah, specifically in like fruit and like chocolate, I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's just my own kind of like. Fruit and nut is amazing. I'm sorry, Lex. Yeah, my mum and dad are obsessed with it, but I'm just like, no, thank you. No. Thirdly, and this is like another general thing because I couldn't pick like a favorite food. Oh, not a favorite food, but you know, like a food I could put away because I like it all. I was talking to my dad about it, and he hates spinach, and he was like, "Put spinach in, put spinach in." I was like, "No." This is like a general one, like shrinkflation. I want to stop shrinkflation on all the foods where they shrink the packaging and the amounts but keep the price the same.
Right.
It's so frustrating. Yeah, I'm just all great. What's it called? Shrinkflation. That's a new one that's like topped up. Like there was a thing, Bartoli like spread used to have 21% olive oil now, oil in it, and now it's only got like 10% olive oil. It's an olive. It says olive oil butter on the thing. It's like, but it's only 10%.
Yeah.
I get it. And like mayonnaise, it used to have like 9%. I've got it here. You see, I've been doing research. 9% egg yolk, and now it's 1.5% egg yolk in mayonnaise. That's the whole. That's
And
like
that's most of it.
that's what you think it is. What's in it? It's just chemicals to make it cheaper, and it's just I'm really on like a kind of like knowledge kind of deep dive. I like doing deep dive and getting so outraged for like 5 minutes and then going and find it. If you
calming down somewhere.
Yeah, so that's just like a general one, like shrinkflation. Like you've noticed, like all the things, like the Mars bar's the famous one. It used to be like that big, and now it's like that big. It's like it's the share size now. It's like, but like the prices stayed the same. It's like no.
Don't sneeze.
Yeah, exactly, Lex. Yeah, she's saying it was one. Quality Street was 1 kilogram back in the day, and now it's like 8 grams. Well,
it's true.
It's going to get like that.
Okay, so I'll go through these. I'm going to start backwards here. So shrinkflation, I totally agree. Can you remember when Freddos were 10 pence and now they're like 25 pence? And like, what?
What's
you know what I mean?
There's been no difference in like
exactly. And it just, in fact, they're probably smaller. You know, everything else you said is smaller. So that I totally agree with you, and I've got no argument in that at all. Fruit and chocolate.
Sorry, Glamis have just said, George, you're so Gen Z. Sorry, I'm political in my choices.
So fruit and chocolate, like I do love, like, you know, strawberry creams and things like that. But I totally agree with you on the fruit and nut. As Susan said earlier, it's like dead flies in your chocolate. You know what I mean? Why would you put dead flies in your chocolate? Like, it's not normal, is it?
It isn't. It's just like, I don't know. It's like if I wanted raisins, I'd have a bag of raisins, sunflower raisin things like that. I'd have them and eat them. I don't want them like I don't need chocolate for them to taste nice, and I don't need them to make chocolate taste nice. It's like strawberry chocolate, like this cherry chocolate now, which is quite nice, weirdly. But like orange chocolate, fine, it can get away with it. But like, yeah, I don't like raisins in my chocolate. Don't know why. It's just a nitty picky thing.
Okay, and then microwave meals, right? I have to have them because of the situation I'm in, because I have carers and stuff, so I haven't got a choice. Some of them are rank. I mean, beyond rank. Like, how they get away with calling it whatever it is beyond me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tesco do some decent ones, I'll have to say. And obviously the more expensive they are, the more cost they are. And I agree with you in things like the hot pots or cottage pies and things like that, where it's potatoes and mince or potatoes and, you know, some cheap cut of beef or whatever. Yeah, that you could literally make them, you know what I mean? Yeah, kind of thing. And I also agree with you in the sense of they're not good for you. Like, you always look at them and all of the color codes that we have with whether in red, green, or amber or whatever, and they're always in the red, aren't they? It's like, yeah, but at the same time, I have to have them, so therefore I have to save them.
It's like I like the pasta ones, and I like those ones where they do like, you know, like what they called, like Hunter's chicken, like those ones, because it's all done for you. Like I get that like easily. It's more like the full blown meal, like most people have, like you say, like the hot pot and stuff. I don't know. I think it's not for me really, and I just think it's easier to do. But like you say, if it's a need, you can kind of get away from it, unless like, you know, you get someone to come in, but it's a carer, isn't it? Like they're not going to do like a full blown meal for you.
No. So. One of the carers who was very young asked me if she had to butter a certain side of the cracker. Yeah. So can you imagine them doing something more than a microwave? Yeah. Imagine them doing more than a microwave meal. I think not. But yeah, Anyway, I will have to save them because, like I said, I do use them.
I'll let that one go.
But I do agree, even though I do agree with you as well, which is like odd, but I have no choice. So
it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I will say to the chat, do you want to banish fruit and chocolate? So we're mainly talking dried fruit and chocolate. So put fruit, and if you want to banish shrinkflation, then put shrink. That's what we're going to say. So fruit or shrink. We'll see what they decide.
Sean cooks everything homemade. Ooh, tea at Sean's.
I think.
Oh, that's like, yeah, they've all said shrink. Yeah. It's like, I'm happy to let fruit dead flies, as Sharon says. I'm happy to like let fruit survive because shrinkflation is such a big thing at the moment. It's like, and my mum and dad likes fruit, so gotta please them somehow.
Like, look, to get in the shop now, I used to spend £80 a week, and I'm spending like 130.
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously there's dog food in that, and toilet roll and washing stuff and all that. You know what I mean? By the time you add it up, but it's madness.
Yeah. It's like you feel like you have to be like a maths genius to work out if it's a real good offer, and you have to go to every single supermarket just to find out how they're priced. And it's like, oh, it's a nightmare trying to get the best deal because no one gets the best deal. Only the supermarkets get the good deals.
Exactly, they're the one making the money. Okay, so it's definitely shrinkflation to me. So
Fauna says shrink because I'm eating a picnic chocolate bar. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do they still do them? I didn't even know they still did them, to be fair.
I didn't know that they still did boosts. I had no idea they still did them. I haven't seen them on the shelves. And then I saw them in like, I think it was B&M or something. I was like, ooh, fancy the boost then. It's perfect. Do you remember how they used to say like, oh, it's got stuff in it that makes you get like a bit more
boost. You're a boost.
Yeah, it has 2 grams of protein in it. It's like it's not a protein, but I don't try and sell it as that chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, it has.
Definitely. The next category is things people do.
These are all gripes at my family who I live with. There's got the mainly gripes about that. Leaving the lights on. Leaving the lights on drives my head in the middle of the night, and I get up and it's like Blackpool Illuminations. I'm like, oh no.
Right.
So there's that. And they secondly, I pay for all the streaming and you know all like the internet and everything like. So like I had before I moved, I had like a Netflix account, and it was all like catered to tailored to your kind of like preferences.
Yeah.
It comes up with your thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch this and that. Now it's so messed up because we're all like logging in and watching our own things. If I have to see another recommendation for a Vikings program, I'm gonna lose it. My dad watches all these like Roman Empire and Viking kind of series. I'm like, oh. So I have to scroll through them. And my brother watches all like Japanese kind of like stuff like Korean and Japanese dramas. So I'm like scrolling through them before I can reach like a good series. It's like, oh. So yeah, messing up my Netflix. So that's a total like me gripe though, because it's not like, you know, like important stuff, things people do. I could have said something like just be dickheads. Stop being a dickhead. No, the third one, and this is kind of reselling related, and it's no real spatial awareness. When I'm walking around, I'm always very conscious of me getting in the way of people because I'm always like, oh, sorry, and I try and move out of the way. Or I'm like, I am in my own world, but I'm still very aware of what's around me. But there's some people who are like, they walk really slowly. And I'm like, like, come on, like, can I get round? And I have to go all the way around. And then they're just like, I mean, I get it. But yeah, that's another just a little gripe that I have. But I was in the charity shop the other day, and I was like, first off, I was in a charity shop and someone followed me around, like one of the members of staff. That was quite funny. But in the other one, I was like, I'm as big as a house, and like they walked into me, and I was stood still. I was like, hello. But yeah, it's just a small gripe. But yeah, spatial awareness, just a bit of awareness. What's going on around you?
Yeah, what's going on? So, sort of like dolly dreaming type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a daydreamer, but I'm at least aware.
So leaving the lights on, I totally agree with you, right? That my son is absolutely horrendous at leaving lights on. Like, it drives me insane. And I'm like, turn the lights on. I'm paying for that bloody electric. I'm like one of them people, you know what I mean, get like annoyed. Yeah. And like, you can still guarantee, like, the car will come in the next morning. I've gone to sleep, and then the car will come in the next morning, and she'll be going around flicking all the lights off where he's been in the night. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, driver's insane. It's not like he's a child. He's a 30-year-old man. You know what I mean? But he still just goes about like in a daydream of his own thing or whatever. So I totally agree on the lights. It drives me insane. But then when I was young, I did it. But then that's what you do, innit, when you're a kid. You just leave doors open and lights on so that your mum can say, are you paying for this electric? And you can go, no. Or then say, do you live in a bloody barn? Because you left the doors open. Which I never got that saying. What is it? Really, people shut their barn doors. Why do people say that? Just didn't get it.
Also, who's living in a barn these days? Unless it's converted?
Exactly. Like, it was just a weird thing that parents said to you, isn't it? I don't know. The next thing is people using your Netflix. That's happened to me once, I think, like very early days when they didn't have their own, like, because you can make your own account thing, can't you? Like,
yeah. And I have thought about doing that, actually. So it is kind of like I could negate it.
Yeah, so in a sense, George, you could be like, well, it's your fault because your dad's probably not that technical in a way to be able to do it.
None of them are.
No, my parents weren't either. So, like, my dad would go, oh, like, it was great and everything, but he would go, how do you do this? And he'd just look at it and then be like, pass it to you type of thing.
Oh, but my mum, because we've got Netflix, and I've got Netflix basically with my phone contract, and I got Disney Plus with the Sky thing. It's part of the contract. We can't get out of it. But then bless her, she's so cute. She was like, oh, I can't find Mrs. Doubtfire, so I bought it off Sky. I was like, how much was it? It's like $7.99. I was like, Mum, it's on Disney Plus for free. And she was like, oh, but we've got it now. It's like, no, it's digitally. Like, they can take it off you. It's like, unless we've got it on DVD in our hand, we don't actually own it, even though we've bought it. It's like, yeah, so it's like we could have had it for, so she does it all the time, it rhymes.
Yeah.
I should have put that in the Banish bin. Yeah, but streaming services in general, actually, at the moment.
But yeah, when you go on and you're like, I haven't watched that, have I? And you're like, why was I asleep watching that or something? Get like some weird program or something because someone else has been watching it. But
I don't watch that many like true crime dramas, and then all of a sudden there was like loads of true crime, like like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing that was on. And my mother watched all this stuff and was like, so I kept on getting recommended all of these like true crime things. Well, oh god. So I don't know. It is like you said, it is probably my fault. I could have just done like a thing, but on the TV, you can choose when you go in. You can choose the accounts. So it is my fault. I'll do that.
Yeah, that might just save you a problem, I suppose.
Yeah,
and then you won't be having like all these recommendations of things that you've never seen.
Yeah, bad biscuit. Lex, you watch one murder and that's it. It's like, I know.
Right, spatial awareness. I totally understand, because even if I'm out in the wheelchair and I'm like, I might be shorter than everyone, but you know, I'm definitely wider, and so like it's kind of like, how are you not, you know what I mean? And I'm like trying to go, and everyone seems to walk in the middle of the path, not like to the side or anything. It's always right in the middle, or they do that crab walk where for some reason they just go sideways and backwards, and I don't know how they're walking forward, but it's like, you know, and they're not drunk or out. It's just how it works, isn't it?
It's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I definitely agree on the spatial awareness thing. And just like people are just too busy in their phone or in the daydream or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, Chris Tyler. My wife has been addicted to Netflix lately and has started to ignore me, so I went ahead and renewed the subscription for another 10 years. Oh.
Yeah, and Cassie and I get I get shouted at on the scooter when they walk into me. Yeah, I've had the same thing. I'm like, but you're not looking where you're going. It's not me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Someone like
yeah,
literally.
that's another one. Sorry, when people just stop dead in front of you, winds me up. Yeah, that happens a lot at car boots, and when
Yeah,
it's on uneven ground in a field and you're walking around, and then all of a sudden it's like that, you're like, whoa. It's like, whoa. It could have been. That's like technically that could be like the beginning of like like Final Destination.
yeah,
Just like when someone drop like stops dead, I would literally trip and fall and knock everybody out. And it would be like, yeah, I totally agree with that.
yeah. Someone tripped and then sort of fell onto me, like because they turned right. They were going one way and then instantly turned and I was behind them, and they sort of like ran into me and sort of fell on me like sideways. It wasn't like totally straight on, but they get tutted, and I was like,
Really?
your fault. Yeah, really weird, but still.
I think it's time now we should start equipping like scooters with like like how they do like was it in Speed Racer where little things came out, or Chitty Bang Bang where little things came out and prodded
Yeah.
people. So, get out of the way, like zappers.
Yeah. Susan saying stopping dead at the top of an escalator is the worst. Have to not for getting off, but for getting on. I'm terrible because I had a like when I used to walk, I had I used to go dizzy. So like I got a thing with heights, and so I would go dizzy, so it would take us a while to get on. I'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
So it'd be like fewer people trying to get on behind us, and I'm like trying to like crawl on.
My mum hates them. Whenever we go to ones that are like, and supermarket ones are flat, really, so they're not that bad. But it's the ones that are like in department stores, and she has to stand behind me or like, hold on to me because she's got a real like height kind of issue. So she holds on to me, and she holds on to me, and she's like that. She just looks at my back. She's got a proper issue with it. I used to laugh at her, but then I realized how bad it was. I was like, God, it really is an issue. Yeah, I think as well, stopping in front at the end of escalator, but I think also stopping when people leave the shop and they stand in front of the doorway. That's another one that really annoys me. People who are about to go in,
like where they decide where they're going, and they look at the time or they check the receipt or something, and you're just like, move. There's like all this space that you could have stood, but you stood right there. Yeah, it's annoying. Right, so I'm not going to save any of it, so we shall see what the chat decides. If you want to banish people for leaving the lights on, then put lights. If you want to banish people for using your Netflix, then put Netflix. Or if you want to banish people for having no spatial awareness, put aware. So lights, Netflix, or awareness.
Catherine started shouting back. Yes, do it.
Yeah.
Get your lounge fly and batter them.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. Just batter people.
Oh, this is quite.
It's funny. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's funny because when I'm in the supermarket, I get people who are overly wanting to help me to the point that they're like, take away like anything I can do. They're literally, if I'm looking at something, I've had people pick it up in front of me and then go, you want these? And I'm like, no, I'm just looking. Right? Yeah. And then I've had people just watch us struggle to get something. I ended up, I was trying to get this salad hot thing that I buy. It's like a simple salad in Tesco, and it was on the shelf, but it was a bit far back because there was like some taken out. So I got my purse out my side of my wheelchair, and then I used my purse to hook it forward. But in me hooking it forward, I hooked it across the room in the Tesco, so it just wheeled along the room, and someone picked it up and she went, "Is this yours?" Yeah.
I do get
yeah.
there's sometimes near me, because we're in quite a mature area. Like, there's a lot of like people who are retired. Whenever I go into like the little supermarket down the road, there's always like a little granny. It's like, "Oh, can you get that part of the milk for me?" And I'm always like, "Yeah, sure," because I'm like 6'4". I'm like, "Nah, I've got really lanky arms, so it's easy." But she's like, "Oh, thank you." And then we meet each other on the way back, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "Yes, it's fine."
Yeah, I quite often have to sit in a. If I want a certain thing and I've gone myself, when I first used to go myself, I didn't ask people. I would literally only buy things I could reach, even if I wanted something higher up, because I didn't want to have to ask someone, because then I know it's stupid, but like I just wanted to be able to go into the shops without having to need someone's help for something. So I wouldn't. I mean, now I do it. If I need something, I'll just ask. You know what I mean? But sometimes I'm in the aisle waiting just for someone to come down the aisle. I mean, just like, you know what I mean? I could go and get a person, I suppose, but no, me just wait. It looks to me that the spatial awareness thing is the most. I didn't count, but I'm looking through them.
There is a lot.
There is a lot, yeah. So we shall put that in.
It can be applied to anything. It's all just being aware, and it can be applied to anything. People getting in the way, people not walking right. Yeah, so I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so the next category is songs.
Oh, this is going to be controversial as well. Are you bracing yourself, Joe? Okay, I don't know whether to. I'll leave that because that one's going to get. I'm going to get cancelled at this point. This is okay, no. So I'm going to start off Grease Mega Mix, the Grease Mega Mix / Dirty Dancing Mega Mix. You know, at the end of the night, always at the end of weddings, always on. And I suppose it is a cue for it's coming towards the end now, but it's like you don't have to have it. Like Grease Mega Mix. Just say go home at the end of the night, and then that's it.
You're drunk.
Yeah, you're drunk. Go home. You've danced to Mr. Brightside. Now bugger off. Like, you don't need like Grease Mega Mix or Time of Your Life or whatever it's called, the Dirty Dancing song, to let you know it's time to go home. But yeah, that because it's always back to back as well. So that's one. I'm sorry. I do like them. That's the thing. I do actually like the songs. I just constantly on every night. Okay, Robbie Williams, Millennium. That's a very specific song. Just a bad personal memory from that. I just don't like it. Basically, me and my cousin got drunk because we were like mind sweeping at a family event, and we were being sick, and that's all that. I heard it playing, and I was like, so every time I hear it now, I get a little bit queasy.
Reminds you of being sick.
Yeah, I was only about like 12, 13, something like that. It's like me and my cousin just like mind sweeping these little like bottles of like Skull across the. We were like, yeah. So that I don't like that song. Band-Aid, Feed the World, whatever it's called. I'm sorry. It's a charity song. It's very good, and it raises money. Fabulous. And it's a Christmas song. It's always on. I like Christmas. Fine. Oh, but when it comes to like,
you sound like you're giving us like reasons to keep it, not like reasons that you. Well, I like it, and it's a charity song, and it comes on at Christmas.
I know it's beloved though, and I know people like really like it, and it is for charity and everything. But blimey, it's overplayed, isn't it? It's just constant. It's like Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey, I understand it's a very kind of like tappy song, but she makes like 10 million a year off that one song that she released 30 years ago. Good for her. She's very aware of what it is, and she's marketed herself around this one song every year. And it's very funny how she did it this year. Did you see the advert for?
No.
And it was basically her in a block of ice, and you know how she wails like. The ice broke and everything. I thought that was quite funny. And she was like, "It's time." That one. That was quite funny actually. But that's the only reason why she's not on the list. But yeah, Band-Aid, it's just overplayed, I think. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I know people love it, and it's like, and I was like, do you know it's feeding kids in Africa? And it's like, well, the amount of money it made, I'm surprised it's not fed half of Europe as well. We need it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just, yeah, Band-Aid, Millennium, and the Grease Megamix. I just, yeah. Sure, no from me.
Okay.
It was like cheeky girls, but no, be controversial.
So the Grease Megamix and that at the end of the night at a party, like a family do, it's a has to do, isn't it? It's like,
It's
you know,
now,
as Peter Casey is, Uncle Knobhead's there giving it his all and his wife and whatever. And yeah, it is like, and I'm assuming if it's a mega mix, isn't that like Jive Bunny? And you've got to have Jive Bunny because, you know, Nick hates it, but you know. I do like Robbie, but I'm not that bothered by Millennium. I'm not really bothered by the song.
I like that's what I mean. I do like his other stuff. Like,
yeah.
I've got to. I don't know. He does kind of get on my nerves a bit, but like, yeah, I do. I think Millennium, just because of that person. I think you know, when you've been drunk off one's type of drink, mine's tequila. I've never had it since. Well,
yeah.
It's the same with a song. If you've had a bad experience and a song's been about that's it, you just don't like that song. It's cringe. It's like a cringe
totally, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's
like the same with the drink. You blame the drink, didn't you? It's not your fault. It's never your fault for drinking that much. It's the drink's fault or the song that was playing.
I'm deflecting my bad choices onto Robbie Williams.
Yes. And then Band-Aid, Feed the World. Yeah, it does. You know, like all Christmas songs, they get to a point where they're overplayed at Christmas time because, you know, that's the only time they come out in it, and it just, like, it's repetitive, isn't it? But Band-Aid was kind of iconic, and it was like sort of the first of its kind, wasn't it? And obviously it has raised thousands of pounds, and it's got people in it, millions of pounds, not thousands, I should say. And it's got people in it like who are not here anymore, like George Michael and whatever. So I will save that. I'm going to save that, and I will let the chat decide between whether if you want to banish as Robbie Williams Millennium, then put Robbie, and if you want to banish Grease, what's the other one? What did you say? Grease and
it's like the Grease Megamix and Dirty Dancing Megamix.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing Megamix. Yeah, then just put Grease.
Tequila.
So either Grease or Robbie, whichever you wish. Yeah, Susan, I guess without Band-Aid, there would never be Live Aid, and that was cool. That is true.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, yeah. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's quite
I'm seeing more Robbies.
Oh, great. I'm never going to have to, like, cringe again.
Yes.
I never go out to hear the mega mixes. I like Robbie. Oh, right. So are you getting rid of the mega mixes?
Yeah.
Grease. Oh, there's a few for Greases coming through. Oh, this is a hard one. I like that feature. Is it true you can have like on StreamYard, you can have a poll now? Is that what Lex said?
Yeah, but I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how to do it.
No, I haven't got a clue.
Is that the next? Because do you pay for your StreamYard?
No, it's a free bit. I've still got at the minute. I have in the past paid when I was doing 3 lives a week. So I was doing the Banish bin and then a chatty thing after the Banish bin, and then I was doing the Saturday Night Live as well. Then I was paying for it because, you know, I could have the 20 hours and then 2 shows because it's about the talking we did. Right, I'm giving that to
Andrea wants to ban the country, Greece.
Robbie, yeah, I think Robbie has just took that one. So goodbye, Robbie Williams' Millennium.
Oh, that's good. That's a personal win.
Yes. And you don't have to like face that anymore.
Thank you.
Okay, so next one is celebrities.
I'm going to start. This is an easy one. The Kardashians. Just the Kardashians. Okay. And people who complain about the Kardashians haven't watched the Kardashian show. I've watched the Kardashian show and the Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I've watched it. So I can honestly say I've watched it and haven't been a fan, but it's easy. It's like easy, trashy kind of like television. It's on in the background and it's fine. But yeah, I just don't like. I just think that the world would be a better place if they weren't in it. It's just like what did Joan Rivers say? She got famous for making a sex tape. It's like Paris Hilton was already famous. Yeah, that's why the sex tape was so big. Like, but Kim Kardashian got famous from a sex tape, and then her mum ran with it and basically pinched out. Don't get me wrong. I think like they are hardworking, all of them. They've all got their own things, and they're all like. When you see like where they do all sorts, they do loads of stuff. But I think they've made that much money now. They're guaranteed success. They don't have to technically work hard.
Yeah,
it's already guaranteed and it's there. They could literally like create some skinny jeans and they'll go ape, and they'll go ape, or they'll yeah. It's just I just think that things come easy to them and. They've forgotten. They've always been super rich. They've never had to struggle. Kris Jenner's kind of struggled a little bit, but then she married into wealth, and then it kind of But I just think the Kardashians aren't a good role model.
No.
What's it?
Right, and then
second one. This is just a personal pick. Timothée Chalamet, you know, the kid who played Wonka.
Yeah.
I just don't particularly like him. I don't see the fascination. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, he's amazing," and he's like, "This is just like a personal kind of like grudge." But I've seen loads of TikToks about with of people who went to school with him. Apparently, it was a little shit.
Yeah,
and he treated people horrible, and he was a bit of a user. Like he used people, and he shagged about a lot, and he dropped them, and yeah, apparently he was a bit of an asshole up until he left university. And now he's like famous. All these stories are coming out, and I mean, when you're young and stupid, aren't you? But yeah, there's some very like not sinister, but just nasty thing. Apparently, he bullied somebody for all throughout high school. So yeah, there's that whole thing, and yeah, I don't know why. I think he's a good actor. I just don't particularly like him as a person. What I've learned as a person, so that's I couldn't think of anybody else. I was like, okay, this is him. And thirdly, Jonathan Ross. I just don't like Jonathan Ross either. He comes across as very fake, and he's always been like that, even since like his BBC days. Where even though he was quite funny, he doesn't like when you see someone who's genuinely funny on his show. There's like I don't know. I don't think he likes it when someone tries to outshine him. Like when he's got like his guests, like the recent one was Lewis Capaldi. He was really funny, like genuinely funny, and he was like running rings around. He was running rings around Jonathan Ross, and Jonathan Ross was like he didn't know what to do. He was totally taken aback by it. And yeah, I think he tries to make jokes out of other people's expense. So I don't know.
Wasn't he part of that controversy with Russell Brand when they did that to his what was his name? The guy who played was it Manuel in Fawlty Towers, and they rang him up and told him that he'd sat with his granddaughter and things. He was all part of that. Andrew Sachs, yes, thanks.
That's it. And he got fired for it, which, you know, fair enough. It was a stupid thing to do. I think it's because he did it live on radio too. So like he was using the BBC platform to like for a joke and stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I think there's nothing wrong with him as a person. I just don't think he likes it when people outshine him. You know, in terms of comedy. I tell you who else is a bit like that, who I watched quite a lot of. It's Ellen DeGeneres. That she doesn't like it when people were funnier
and she
than
been
her.
cancelled.
Yeah, she's been completely cancelled because she was like really toxic. Apparently, like there's loads of work staff have come out and saying like she used to abuse them and everything, and she used to abuse guests and stuff. But yeah, there's quite a lot of people that have come out and basically said Drew Barrymore really doesn't like her as well. I like Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I do.
but yeah, like when I just don't. I don't know. I don't mind Jonathan Ross. It's just that he can. I just think it's time for him to pass the torch now. I think he's had.
I love how one of loads of your things you're like, I don't mind them, but I like them, but I'm putting them in the bin.
It's general like gripes. I don't hate anything. I don't really. I just don't think about it. It's life's too short to like hate something. So
Yeah. But
I mean,
you know, just yeah.
But like when I see him on the thing, I switch over unless it's someone really interesting, like Lewis Capaldi, because I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just seems a bit like fake. I think the fakeness of Jonathan Ross, that's wild. Like, he blows smoke up, but he's like, I saw the movie, it was great, and it's like the worst movie ever. It's like Cats. It's like awful. So yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, it's the best movie, I've seen it. And it's like, no, it's not, it's rubbish. But yeah, that's all it.
Okay. I kind of agree with you on Jonathan Ross. I'm not like, don't really hate him or anything, or don't really dislike him or anything. He's a bit meh for me. I prefer Graham Norton if I want to watch a chat or a host. And like you, I'll do watch if there's anyone interesting, but otherwise I don't watch. You know what I mean? Whereas like I always watch Graham Norton type of thing. Yeah. So he's a bit meh. So it's not worth my bother. Timothy Chalamet. I mean, I haven't really looked up anything about him. I have watched Wonka. He was good.
Was it good? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he was good in it. I mean, it wasn't the best. It's probably
he was good in like June. June was a good one. He was quite good.
Yeah.
It was this is what I mean. He's a good actor, and he is actually quite good on screen and everything. But I just from what I've learned recently, the only reason why I picked him is because literally I've learned all this recently, and I was like, who do I hate? Yeah.
But I don't really have an opinion on him as such. Like Susan says, not really bothered either way. So I'm not bothered enough to save him. Do you know what I mean? As for the Kardashians, I cannot stand the Kardashians. They're like, everything is so fake. Everything about them is so fake. And it's just, the show is faked. Like, it just, I can't stand it. It drives me insane. And like, I don't think it's good for like, I mean, if you look at them two younger girls, especially, how much work they've had done to change the way they look. They don't even look like themselves anymore. Do you know what I mean? If you look at pictures of Kim before, none of them, I mean, and Chloe probably is the most changed, I think, out of all of them. Like, it's sad, though, do you know what I mean? Because young girls who are watching that and think that they have to look like that and have to do those things to be wanted or whatever. I don't know, but it's just successful. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the mum, I suppose you could say, look what she's done. They're all millionaires and whatever, but I wouldn't swap that for anything, me. So. Yeah,
I think it's like as well. Like Kylie Jenner, she said that she's had no surgery or nothing. I'm like, you literally look like I can entirely. Weirdly, she's dating Timothy Chalamet. I've just realised.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No connection. I just like but she's dating Timothy Chalamet. But yeah, but are they happy? Exactly.
They're very much.
I'm guessing that millions and millions of dollars softens the blow.
So. I'm not going to save any of them. So people in the chat, if you want to banish the Kardashians, put dash. If you want to banish Timothy Chalamet, put Tim. And if you want to banish Jonathan Ross, put Ross. So dash, Tim or Ross. And we shall see who they choose. I'm guessing it. I'd like to think it'll be the Kardashians, but we'll see.
I hope so too. Yeah, there's lots of dashes.
A lot of dashes.
I can imagine.
Hi, Lorna.
I do think that they're very easy to like attack. They're kind of sitting targets, and they're okay with that because they've got, like you say, they've got hundreds of millions. I think Kim Kardashian, she's worth, isn't it? Is she worth like? Oh no, Kylie's worth $1 billion now, and what's the face? Kim, she's worth, is it like 600, 700 million?
Yeah,
and they're all worth like over 100 million each. It's insane.
There was some controversy with Kylie and Kylie Kardashian, wasn't there?
Yeah. She didn't actually earn like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like one of the youngest self-made billionaires. It's like, yeah, but you were born into privilege. Secondly, you had this incredible platform that your mum set up for you. Everything that you did, you could have done anything, but you decided to go into makeup, which is one of the biggest markets on, is it like 400 billion a year?
Yeah.
So come on now. Having a slice of that with your platform. Like literally, didn't she say like, oh, I don't like, she said something about Snapchat. She said, oh, I don't like Snapchat. And it dropped like 10% in terms of revenue. It was like, oh, that's how powerful this family is. It's like, she can just on a dime change it.
With people with not very, high IQ, shall we say, shouldn't have that much power.
Yeah, exactly. Can we banish Stephen Bartlett? Oh my God, Rory. I would love to banish Stephen Bartlett because it's not because anything that he does, it's just like he's always on my TikTok feeds because I'm doing like personal finance. He's always popping up and it's like CEO of, Diary of a CEO. It's like, no, leave me alone.
I used to like him at first, but he started to get on my nerves a bit.
He's not reached that point where I'm really annoyed at him yet. And like some of the things that he says is quite interesting, but yeah, he is kind of getting there. It's like, I'd rather just listen to it like his podcast instead of seeing him like constantly in my Instagram feed.
Then Lexington, Kim has a law degree, doesn't she?
Yes,
can't you apply that off the internet or something?
No, it was a distance learning thing, and it was basically like she had to do so many courses to get her degree, and she got her degree, but then she had to pass the bar. And she
but if it's a distance learning thing, couldn't someone else just do it?
I don't know, because she has to pass the bar. You need to learn all this knowledge for it, and she got sponsored by an attorney. Which wasn't hard because she's Kim Kardashian. She can just buy that service.
Yeah.
But like, it took her like a full year, and she was studying constantly for it. And she did it because she was trying to stay someone off death row. And I was like, that really turned my opinion on her. Like, oh, you're trying to do something, and then she ends up doing like, like a catalog spread for Balenciaga with all those. Their controversies that they've had. So I was just like, oh, come on, pick your battles wisely. So yeah, I don't know. I was just
apparently she likes Tipping Point. So Rory says.
Okay, I'll give her like 2
points. Okay, so obviously the Kardashians are ones that have been binned. So we shall move on to the next category, which is things people say.
Ooh. I don't know. Okay, first one, this is just one like using silly phrases. And the phrase that really kind of like gripes on me is, at the end of the day. I hate that phrase. I probably use it a million times myself, but it's just like when people try to justify something and say, well, at the end of the day, it's like, no, at the end of the day, it's nighttime. Go to bed, bugger off. It's like, it's just, I just don't like the phrase. That's all. At the end of the day, it's like, no, that's just a personal gripe.
Yeah.
What's the other phrase? Like, oh yeah, it's when they say, and I've used it tonight, so I really shouldn't, but you know when they say like, I said it as a reseller, like to try and justify like I've got credence over someone who isn't a reseller. And the popular one is, as a parent, a lot of people say that who are parents, like, as a bit like people who don't have children are lesser than, their opinions are completely lesser than, like they don't know.
Yeah.
And the one argument I would say is Jo Frost, the super nanny. She's a child advocate and she's been working in the industry for 30 plus years. She has no children, but she's an expert in parenting and children. So that's my one trump card I've got for you. But yeah, I just, as a parent, yeah, that kind of annoys me. Well, it doesn't have to be parent, but it's like any sort of like, as a mechanic, you know, it could be anything, but trying to like, what if you're an expert at something but you don't actually have, you know, like a child or a car or, you know, whatever. It's just stuff like that. That's what people say. Kind of I'm always a bit cringing inside when they say that. Let's see. When people, the next one, when people ask, oh, how are you, when they know something deeply personal has happened and they just want they want the gem. Yeah, they want to know. They just want to like know about it. But it's like there's two different ways of doing it. You can kind of tell the difference. People who know you, they'll say and it'll just be like you saying, yeah, I'm fine, and they'll be like, okay. It's the people like say like family dues or like when they say, come on to go, how are you doing? You know, and it's really kind of like, well, we're at a family event. I don't want to lay my heart out for you. Like it's personal. Like when people like when it's worse when everybody in the room knows something terrible has happened to you, and you go into a room and like you know that they're looking at you doing that, and then they still come up to you and say, how are you doing? And it's like it's always the people that you really don't like. It's just like you just go and you feel like you need to lie. You just go, oh, I'm fine, and they go, are you? It's like leave me alone. So yeah, nosy people, I suppose. It's just like
when they do that, do they put it like, do they touch your arm and that as well, don't they?
Yeah. How are you? Like, how are you? Like that. It's just like, well, first get off me. Like, but yeah, that's one thing. That's why I stopped going to like family events for a long time. I was just like, I just don't want to get asked by another like auntie or cousin. Like, and I've got like over 100 cousins, so it's like there's a lot of us. They're like, our family's huge, so it's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. I mean, I do now. If someone says like, oh, you okay? And I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. And they go, but, and then they try and coax it out of you.
Yeah.
It's like, and I just say, I've got a therapist, I'm good. It's like, I've got a counselor, I'm good. And I just kind of like walk off. Because it's like, I know full well what they want me to talk about, but I just don't want to talk about it. And it's like, and now I'm like, a bit more kind of like, I don't really care anymore. I don't care who I offend, but it's that the fakeness of it, if you know what I mean, the artificial nature of it, and I can read it a mile off, and it's like, nope, I'm good. the fake, what's the word? Not care, the fake questions. I don't know.
It's just they just want to know stuff.
Yeah. They just want to bring it up and make you feel awkward and get information out of you and stuff. And it's like, nope.
Like I said, 100 cousins, man, your family know how to breed.
Some of them really shouldn't.
And Sylvia says, but George, are you okay?
I know, yeah. It's like, but are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm fine. This is vodka.
So, at the end of the day, as a parent, how are you? Anyway.
As a parent, how are you? Oh, the third one is just a phrase that we hear in the reselling community, and it's the customer's always right. We've proven that time and time again. The customer isn't always right. It's just a phrase that I don't like. Where did you come from? I can't type it. As a parent, I can tell you. Oh yeah, the island. Most of them. So it's like it's bloody loads.
So wait a minute. Have I got four things here? At the end of the day, as a parent, how are you? And customers are always right. Is that 4?
Oh, so sorry, I meant like the one like phrases like that is 4. I'll take the customers always right off because.
All right. I was confused there. I was like,
you're right.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. At the end of the day, it's like You know when someone says that, they're going to say something that's either arsey or, you know, like selfing or something, whatever that is. But you know what I mean? It's just annoying. Like, fuck off, go to sleep, will you? It's nighttime.
Yeah. That's the best thing to do, is to interrupt them before when they've just said at the end of the day, you go, it's nighttime.
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah.
And then leave so you can go to bed. So yeah, I totally agree with you with that. And I totally agree with the other thing. As a parent of a 3-year-old, I know all about the tantrums, blah blah blah. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, or as a mechanic, yes, I know where that goes on the car. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like you said, it's said in a way of saying, you don't know about this, so you shouldn't be speaking on it, because as a parent, I know.
And like, I get it, like, obviously parents, but if anything's proven, not all parents.
Yeah,
like,
completely.
you know, the kid best at the end of the day.
And just and all children are different, so what works for one child doesn't work for another child, etc., etc. So it doesn't mean you're right. And then, like, yeah, the fake "how are you" when they know that there's something's happened, that really annoys me. You know, it's like,
that's probably the most annoying one. That's one I've got personal experience with, though. So
yeah, it's like, yeah, you just want info. You clearly just want info. You're not, you've never cared enough before. You know what I mean?
But then if it's like a family party, why do you want to bring that up?
Yeah. It's
I've got a Facebook. Just check my status. You know, I'm all good.
Yeah. Why did you have to wait till now to act? You know what I mean? Why did you have to wait till now in front of everybody so you get some information to go around and tell everybody else or whatever, instead of actually just messaging me before, ringing me before to see if I was all right? You know what I mean? Never did that then, did they?
And we do have, like, my family, we do have quite a gossipy family. There's there's like a slither of real kind of like flying monkeys, like gossipy bitches, and it's like, I can guarantee I can tell one of them, and within like not even a day, another one's rung me up and said, "Oh my god," you know, and it's like, it's completely, and it's gone through 7 Chinese whispers. It's gone through 7 different people. It's like, oh, and it's like the thing that I've gone through. It's like it wasn't meant to be public, and one of them made it public, and it's like, since then, that's it. Now it's out. Genie's out of the bottle. It's like everybody knows. So it's like, and now that's why everybody always comes. It's like, are you okay? And that's why it's really annoying. That's the only reason why it's really annoying, is because it's happened to me, and it's like, oh, it's so frustrating. It's like, before I was really like, I probably would have been like and like told them, but now I've gone through therapy. I'm a lot stronger. And it's like, now I'm like, fuck off. It's like,
none of your business.
Exactly. If it
none of your business.
I just left it. It's like when people are like mean to other people as well. It's like, if they're mean about me, I'm fine with that because it doesn't hurt me anymore. And they're leaving someone else alone, so I can take it.
Yeah. Okay, people, so I'm not saving any of them. So if you want to banish at the end of the day, right, end. If you want to banish as a parent or as a whatever, fill in the blank bit, then put as. If you want to banish fake how are yous, then put how. So end, as, or how. You decide. Not 3 ends, Sharon.
That's true, Stephen. And this is a good mix one. I'm glad I've divided the chat.
Divided. As
patronising gits. Yes, Susan.
As patronising gits.
Patronising gits. How dare they?
How very rude. I think I'm going to have to count this one, aren't I? getting away with it so far. So, and Sharon, you're only getting one end, not 3. 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's a rude joke in there somewhere.
Yeah. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's gone to as patronising gets. It's gone to them. So we shall.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Stephen says, as an old hand at the Banish bin, I can tell you it's not easy to divide about 3 times. So I told you this is going to be a bit of a rough one. No dividing cats, please. Yeah.
Okay, and so we're on to the last category, and the last category is random mix, which basically means you can choose whatever you like.
I could have been really controversial, but I'm not. This is going to be just like a big crowd pleaser. Can we get rid of mornings?
Mornings,
specifically,
right?
just like how we structure the day, specifically mornings. Why do we have to rush around, pulling our hair out, stressing out just to get to work to make someone else rich? I mean, we're well, a lot of people in there are resellers, so they're self-employed, so we're making ourselves rich.
Yeah,
but how chilled out are you? Like, I don't have that stress anymore. It's not like, oh, I'm panicking. Oh, I've got to do it. None of that. It's all gone. And I know, like, obviously, like parents that with kids, like they have to do it, and that's another thing. It's like it's proven that kids learn better when they're later on, specifically teenagers, because they can't retain anything in the morning. I know I couldn't.
No,
it's like now it's like better for them to go in at 10 o'clock. But then it's like you have to get them up out of bed. But yeah, so just specifically mornings, I think it's like there's too much stress around mornings.
Well, the day should start at dinner time.
Well, I think they shouldn't. I think the mornings shouldn't be as rigid and as kind of as it should be. I mean, this is the great thing. When I went to Spain, they didn't open up shops until 10 o'clock, and then they shut them at 2. So you had 2 break, and then at 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock they were open. It was great. But it wasn't like structured in a way like it was just kind of like free and easy. And the amount of people, like, they go to a bar and just have a pint and like a ciggy or something, and then something to eat, and then go back to work. I mean, how chilled out is that? It's brilliant. And I think over here it's like you will work 9 hours a day, you will have to travel 4 hours a day on top of that, and then you will have to be the best kind of like parent you have to be. And it's like there's too much pressure on people, I think. And I think we need to just take a step back, have a 4-day week, and just be done with it. That's all I do.
Right.
I love a snooze.
Yeah. And your next choice?
Okay, this is actually what we were talking about just before we came on live. You know, I've booked a ticket to like the theatre.
Yeah.
And it was like there was no kind of like tickets available in London, so I had to get like it's cultural bottleneck. Like, why is everything centered around London? We need to start spreading it out. Like specifically the funding, they need to start spreading out, because all the big cities, they get all the funding, and like smaller towns like Coventry, Glasgow, Stoke-on-Trent, that they get hardly anything. I mean, you could see Hamlet with like James McAvoy in London, but to see the same production in Stoke-on-Trent, you've got like Tyrone from Coronation Street. It's not fair. Not that he's not a good actor, he's a good actor, but you know, it's like, I feel like it gets cheapened a lot when you go out to like the sticks.
Yeah, you have to go to London.
Like second cities like Leicester. I remember seeing a play in Leicester, and it was like a panto. Yeah, it was the official tour of like, I think it was Beauty and the Beast. It was like a panto. It was horror. It was awful. But like the one in London, I saw the one in London. It was incredible. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So that's why I booked tickets for ones in like Leicester. But I think we need to start putting money into smaller cities in terms of culture and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's just a personal gripe as well. These are very personal gripes. I know. So you want a longer work week, Lex? No. Can we have a 2-day week?
Okay, and your last choice?
I don't know. I might just leave it blank, you know.
You're gonna
Because
have
I could
nothing.
say like just Donald Trump. Can we just put Donald Trump in the bin? Can we get rid of him now for good?
Yeah.
Anyone popularism. There we go. We need to get rid of popularism, that kind of infection like spreading around. But like specifically just Donald Trump.
Popularism. Right, so are we doing Donald Trump or popularism?
Donald Trump, because the world will be a better place without him in it.
True.
I think Donald Trump is already in there 7 times
Oh,
over.
probably
Well,
is.
going in an 8.
So is Katie Hopkins and a few others that have like, you know, they keep getting reset in to make sure they never get out of there ever, in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I will go through these. Mornings. I'm a night person. I like to stay up late. I'm not a morning person. But I do think that we need the morning people, because who else is going to, like, you know, bake the bread and shit and whatever.
That is true.
I chose break the bread out of like working in hospitals or the police or something like that. But like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll still continue to be a night person. And then I agree with the cultural sort of spreading it out, essentially, in the sense of like
it's like bottlenecked in everything's bottlenecked in London. It's like, oh,
it's like West End, isn't it? Everything's in the West End, and like, why don't they two of these things? You know what I mean? And with the people that show on the West End, rather than like then saying, "Oh, we'll just put a few lesser actors in because it's only Blackpool or Sunderland." I'll say Sunderland because it's where I'm from.
To be fair, like Ian McKellen is a big advocate for that, and he does the smaller towns as well. And he's doing one in Manchester recently. I think is it Henry IV, one of the Shakespeare plays. It was in London, Manchester, House, I think. So there is people who are trying, but it's hard when the whole industry is like, oh, everything is good that happens in London, because some of those who can't travel, like, or pay £100 a ticket on a train. It's like,
definitely. So again, I agree, and I mean, you know, Donald Trump. Is there anything actually to say to that? Really, to be fair, I mean,
standard. It'd be wrong if I didn't put him on the list.
his wig should be banished on its own accord, isn't it? Like, that hair's just.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so people, I let the people decide. If you want to banish Donald Trump, right, Trump. If you want to banish, I don't know if it's banishing cultural. How would I put that? It's not just banishing. Yeah, it's not banishing London, but it's spreading out sort of the culture. We'll call it. We'll just say London for that. We're not banishing London, but you know what I mean. Or if you want to banish mornings, right? Mornings. Thank you, Susan. London bias. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's London bias.
Yeah, it's the basis of it, isn't it? So, I mean, I'm guessing it'll be Trump.
Yeah, Trump. Even though I worry about who would be next, well, it'll be Biden if he's re-elected. Which, to be honest, better the devil you know
than the devil you don't.
Yeah, but the trouble is, we know what Trump is now, so it's like, no thanks.
Yeah.
London, because Trump is already banished. Right, got you.
1, 2.
London. Oh, there's quite a lot of Londons, actually. People like their mornings.
A lot of people do a lot on a morning, don't they? Get up, get early, and you know, they're like by 9 have like organised their whole house and like been shopping and made breakfast and everything, had a shower, whatever. And I'm like, what? I haven't even opened an eye by 9 o'clock. What is your problem? I actually think it's the London bias that's winning.
I think it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Biden can't even walk. Yeah,
right.
I still
Obviously, as we've said, Trump
I
has
think he's
been
just
putting
broken.
money aside.
I think he's just old. I think there needs to be a cap.
Yeah.
On
I'm
age.
gonna put that as London bias actually, so that's what we'll go with.
Yeah. I'm glad that because I booked a ticket to see Unfortunate. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So that is the end. That is the last one. So I hope you've enjoyed that and got a bit of you know, whatever you call it.
Great. I've got
Annoyance.
some chips off my shoulder.
That's the word. Yes.
Brush them off.
But yeah, what'd she say? I think that watching Lex's video, she says, right, it's now 11 and she's done so much and all I've done is watch her video. That is me too. Totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, Trump needs to go to jail and do not pass go. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
But thank you so much for taking part. Really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. And it wasn't too painful.
It's like a milestone in my like YouTuber kind of reseller career now. It's like getting a tattoo. I've done it now. That's it.
You've done the Banish bin, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Susan. Don't forget to go and subscribe to George's channel if you're not subscribed. Susan has shared the link. I've also put it in the chat at the bottom, the description. Yes, that's what it's called, isn't it? Description. Next, I'll be back next week at the same time, 8:30, with Lindsay from Drink. No, I always say it the wrong way around. Drink and Drive UK Reseller, isn't it?
Oh, is it Drink and Drive UK Reseller?
Yes.
I forget.
I'm not sure. Because it was changed, and now I still got the old one in my head. So you know what I mean. I'm not sure if she's still here, but if you are, Lindsay, you can write it, and then we'll know. But yeah, I'll be back next week with then. If anyone watching would like to take part in this and come on screen, you don't actually need to be visually on screen if you don't want to. You can just be vocally on screen, and yeah, and then please get in touch with me. My email is in the bottom, and so is my Instagram, I think. Oh, there she's there. Drink and Dive Dumpster Diving UK. I think we've got it between us somewhere. Thank you to everyone inside chat for taking part, and we shall catch you next week. So just time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.